Welcome to New Earth Lifestyles. I'm Janie King, the host of the show, and I'm glad you are with us today. April 24, 2014, Manchester, New Hampshire, and spring is in the air. Wind is gusting. Blew us in the door today. I almost didn't get in the door because it was blowing me back. Like we were talking about Dorothy taking us up. That's what it felt like, a tornado out there. So welcome to New Earth Lifestyles. And this is a show about shifting consciousness and the new earth consciousness, the new world order. Life is meant to be fun and loving, and that's what I'm here to help you see some opportunities or ways that you might help yourself become more joyful, more happy in your life. And so why not shift your perspective? And that's what I have guests on the show people come on to help you see new perspectives, new earth lifestyles, new lifestyle opportunities coming your way. So this is a community access TV. I would like to say thank you to manchestertv.org for this beautiful space. And today we have Lisa Willette. She's a psychic medium, and Lisa lives here in Manchester. And we'll be talking about what Lisa does and how Lisa came to be a psychic medium. But one other thing, I just wanted to say thank you to John Eric O'Neill also for setting us up and being our technical director today. So on that note, I'd like to take a breath because I gong the gong, take a breath, and help myself slow down because I felt myself rushing. And whenever I feel myself rushing, I like to gong the gong and settle back down, take a breath in and take a breath out. So, Lisa Willette, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I'm glad you're here
Thank
today.
you for having me back again.
Yes, the second time. You've been here twice. This is great. And
Yeah.
Lisa is actually my sponsor. You sponsored this show, New Earth Lifestyles, here and on Manchester TV, Channel 22, I think.
Well, it's my pleasure to do so.
I'm glad. And so, you are a psychic medium, an angel card reader, a spiritual life coach, Reiki master practitioner, and an internet radio talk show host.
Yep, that's new.
That's new.
That's new.
So, a talk show host. So being here on TV is kind of giving you a little experience in that. Sort of.
TV and radio are a little different. They're similar but different. Yeah.
Right.
My show hasn't actually aired yet. It'll be airing on May 9th. But
May 9th.
Yep. It will be on Voice America Radio, the 7th Wave Network. That's the channel that the show will be on. It'll be Fridays at noon. And I think that I've already scheduled you to be a guest for one of my shows. Is that correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Sometime in June, the first week or so in June.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. So look forward to reciprocating the favor.
Great. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And the name of your show is?
The show will be called Empowering Your Soul.
Empowering
your soul. Yep. It's going to talk about kind of like what you do, different ways to teach people how to get to that place that, to empower yourself in different ways and learn different techniques of how to get there. We'll be talking with different energy practitioners and just some authors, all different kinds of ways to help empower yourself, to get you to that place of, I guess, enlightenment, or just that place of consciousness. Higher consciousness.
Higher consciousness.
Yeah.
That's where all of us in the New Age realm or this woo-woo place.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it. We're all working toward that enlightened place or that higher energy level or that love, being in love.
Yeah.
A loving vibration. So that's great.
Yeah. Well, my mission statement, I have a mission statement, and that's moving souls from imprisonment to empowerment. And I think that kind of goes along with the show show title. I'm having the same energy issue that you were earlier today. I need to slow down, calm down. But yeah, sounds good.
So,
it feels much better.
And the name of the show again is
Empowering Your Soul.
Empowering Your Soul.
Yep.
Empowering Your Soul. How'd you come up with that name? Because you want to empower people's souls.
Yeah, pretty much. It kind of goes along with my mission statement and a lot of what I do. When I have clients and sessions with clients, and when I'm teaching classes and all of that together is to help people move from that place of being stuck, that imprisonment in whatever part of their life that they're stuck in, to move them forward, to help them I, for lack of a better term, to feel unstuck, to empower themselves to be able to live their lives however they want to live it. There's no right or wrong. It's just however they want to get to that place that makes them feel like they're in control and they're in charge and they're at a better spot for themselves, where their soul's journey's at.
I see.
Yeah.
Great. So you kind of help them open up to what that might be and
Yeah.
not know, that's kind of like what I do too.
Exactly.
We don't know where we're all headed, but we know if it feels good or not.
It's different for each person, too.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're not all on the same path at the same time, so.
Right.
We all have that different journey. We're all going to the same place, but it's the matter of how we get there, right?
Right.
And the journey's half the fun, is what they say.
Right. It's all about the journey.
That's right.
It's all about this moment right here. This is the only moment we really have.
Living in the here and now is a little hard for me anyway. I tend to, because I do psychic intuitive work, I tend to look at the future more, and I'm not so bad about looking at the past, looking behind me, but it's hard to live for me. It's more difficult. It's a challenge to live in the moment, in the present moment.
Yeah. That's a big challenge for all of us, isn't it? Because we're all taught to either dwell on what we wish we had done or look at what we wish to do.
Right. It's a challenge, but
it certainly is. That's a human challenge.
Well, right. Exactly.
For a lot of us, I mean, some people have kind of learned to come in and live in the moment, but it's always interesting to notice. I know just driving down here today, I noticed that for some reason today I'm in a mood of not being happy, people cutting me off, or I'm more judgmental around people's driving it, whereas most days when I come down here, I'm just laid back going 65 and letting people do whatever they do on the road. But for some reason today, everything's kind of hitting me wrong. Maybe that's part of what's going on with your computer. This feels like there's some kind of an energy that it's got me kind of in this more of an anxiety or an anxious, a growly kind of a feeling of, how come you're doing this or how come you're doing that? And so what's the big deal? But it's something in the air for me.
I'm not an astrologer by any stretch of the imagination, but I do follow planetary issues a little bit. I know that we just came out of a total lunar eclipse, which was last week, and that's pretty intense. And I know that we're coming into, I think it was actually the 22nd, so 2 days ago, I think we hit the Grand Cardinal Trine.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know exactly all the details about what that...
Grand Cardinal Trine.
Yeah, and I'm not positive of all the details about it, but I know it affects our energy. It's when I know that there's a lot of different planets involved, and they're all doing things simultaneously together. And it does, we're all made up of, our bodies are made up of a lot of water, so when we have the full moon, it affects us that way. The water on our brain, and so energetically planets affect us, and when we have a lot of them converging, doing, I don't want to be talking about something that I'm not 100% clear on. I do know that I've talked to many clients this past week and friends, and they're feeling the same way that you're feeling too. It just, things feel out of control a little bit. They feel, your energy feels different, and you just don't feel exactly the same. You're feeling out of sorts.
Out of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's interesting to notice that as I went from my apartment out to downtown New London and then onto the road. And so it's interesting to just notice that I'm not my normal self, so to speak. Well, I'm being more growly, like I said, towards other people, not one-on-one, face-to-face, but to people driving or whatever that I don't have to interact with. But
well, it will get better, so keep that in mind.
It will get better.
Yeah.
Good. Well, that's a good thing to remember. Yay for that. It will get better. Better and better. That's what we hope for.
Yeah.
I love your card, Lisa. She has two butterflies on her card.
Yeah, I had to change my cards recently because I never noticed it, but and this is a bad thing to have happened. Not going to blame it on the printer, but since September, my email has been wrong on my old cards. So if anybody had an old card of mine and tried to reach me, my apologies, because I had the wrong. There was a dot between my first and last name, and there's no dot in my email. So it's just my name, Lisa Willette, at Comcast.net, and the card said Lisa.Willette. So that wasn't good. No. I just realized that.
I wonder if maybe that's why you weren't getting my emails.
Could be.
I don't know. I'll have to check your email.
Could very well be. I think if you're on my list now, we're all set.
I think probably. Yeah. I just key in Lisa and you pop right up.
Right.
Hopefully that's happening.
But yeah, I like the butterflies. Butterflies resonate with me. So.
Yeah.
As I'm wearing one on my necklace, too.
Yes, I noticed that. It matches nicely with your top.
My amber. I like amber.
Amber.
Yeah.
What does amber do for you?
Amber intensifies energy. For me, it's a really good intuitive stone. It helps me to tune in intuitively. I think it's pretty anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's nice to know if you want to become a little more intuitive too.
It's one of the stones that you can use. Yeah.
Yeah, there's many.
Yeah.
Sure, many
Amethyst is another big one as well too. But I personally like the amber.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a citrine stone here. You can't really tell that it's citrine. It kind of looks like quartz, but it is actually citrine, which is a yellowish color. That's really pretty. That does it has a lot of good qualities too, but I just think it's pretty. If you look really close, I don't know if they'll be able to see it or not, but there's a little face in the stone. Oh, I don't know if you can see it.
Which side is
I don't.
Well, there's angels.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things in there.
Oh my, there's a lot of things in that stone. Wow, and that's citrine. You can sort of see that it's not clear.
Exactly.
It does have a beautiful yellow tone to it. Wow, that's gorgeous, Lisa.
Yeah, I got that at a Broader Concept in Hooksett. They have amazing stones there.
Yes.
If anybody's ever looking for a stone, that's the place to go. Gemstones and crystals.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever been there before?
I have.
Yeah.
I've been there once or twice, and it's a beautiful, beautiful spot.
Yeah.
I'm seeing some rainbow. Rainbow. Very pretty.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
And that helps to tune into the. Does that help with the intuitive abilities as well?
Citrine?
Citrine, yeah.
Citrine is good protection. It not that I needed protection to be here. I just thought it was a really pretty stone. But it helps bring in, like a lot of people carry citrine in their pockets, in their wallets, in their purses. It helps to increase money, bring in money. It's also a good protection stone. So if you're feeling negative energies, you can put citrine around, So it attracts wealth. It dispels negativity. It has a lot of good qualities of what it can do for you.
Negativity and attracts wealth.
Right?
Right. Well, we have just what we need.
What else could you need?
What else could we do? What else would we need to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I teach a little bit about crystals in the class. I have a class called Tuning into Your Intuition.
Okay.
And when I teach people different ways to tune in, one of the classes is about crystals. We use pendulums, divining rods, different ways to help you learn how to actually trust your intuition and trust your gut, because the ego always wants to get in the way and tell you that you're not good enough, and it's listening to your solar plexus, your intuition center. So, and then we do angel cards at the end of that class too, which is a lot of fun. People like to learn that.
Yeah. So is this a one-day class?
I teach it as a one-day class sometimes, and sometimes I'll do it all day if it's a one-day class, and other times I teach it as a 3-part class. It'll be like 3 consecutive Tuesdays or 3 consecutive Wednesdays for like 2.5 hours each.
I see.
So it just depends. Right now the next class is in May at Avalon Holistic Spa and Retreat. I believe that's what it is, in Raymond, New Hampshire.
Okay.
And that'll be on Wednesdays. I think it's 1 to 3:30 in the afternoon, starting in May.
Starting in May.
So, yeah.
Avalon Spa.
I believe it's Avalon. I don't have it in front of me, but it's Avalon Spa and Retreat. I believe it's in Raymond. It's a beautiful place there too.
And what else do they do there? So they do facials and things?
She does, yes. The Yvonne is the owner, and she does things like that, aesthetic. She has that part of it. She also, I believe, is a body intuitive. So she does. She has sessions with people there doing body intuitive work. I've had some sessions with her that are.
What does that mean, body intuitive?
I think it's like a medical intuitive type of treatment. So she'll like lay you down and kind of go through you basically and tell you where you have blockages and things like
kind
that.
Of intuitively reading your energy and your
there's more to it than that, but that's a basic.
I see.
And she has there's a nice beautiful stone circle there, and you can sit outside and meditate in the stone circle. It's a really nice place for energy. Yeah,
sounds cool. Yeah. And that'll be starting May
7th, I think.
May
it's
7th.
Wednesdays. Yep, I believe that's the date.
Great, not too far away.
Nope. And then we have our holistic fair that you're going to be part of as well too, coming up in May. May's a busy month.
It is a busy month. May 18th, 19th?
Yes, May 18th, Sunday the 18th.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be in the same place in Bedford.
Yep, Country and Sweets.
Country and Sweets.
Yep.
And that'll be people doing readings and
holistic practitioners. Yep, our meetup group sponsors that.
Yeah.
The Greater Manchester Holistic Meetup Group. Yep. So
great. So pretty much all the members come out and participate in that?
Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. And
It'll be a good fun day full of getting readings, getting energy treatments. There'll be some consultations available there for different things. So it's a good way to get your fix of everything that we have to offer. All in one
Good day
shot.
for
It's free
holistic-
admission.
it's
Free
free
admission.
admission.
Yep.
Great.
You just pay for whatever treatment you decide to have.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So
Great. Kind of a la carte, they call it.
that's right.
Maybe.
That's right. And we love having you be a part of that.
I love
group
coming
with us
and
too.
doing that. Yep. I'm looking forward to that. I'm doing my feather readings.
Yeah, those are great.
Feathers tell me what to say. Kind of
If-
like what your cards do.
Yeah.
So you brought some cards with you today.
Yeah, I just brought. I brought cards and divining rods, and I had a pendulum. Just can't find it. It's stuck. It's still in my purse somewhere, I think. But yeah, just to show people. I was just going to show people a little bit, if we talked about it, what goes on at the class. But
Yeah. So I'm curious about how would you use the divining rods?
the divining rods, there's many different ways, but you can kind of hold them open, and you can use them as a yes or a no. So if you ask a question,
Mm-hmm.
would you like to ask a question?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Let's see. I don't know what to ask.
Anything that's a yes or no question. I know, I put you on the spot, huh?
On the spot. I need to gong some. Okay, come on in. Some question.
Do you want to know about some?
Okay, well, there's a workshop coming up at the Rose Center. Am I going to attend that
Okay, is that okay?
in May?
In May, okay. Then you can say it out loud or in your head. If they stay open, it's yes, and if they were to close like this, it would be no. But
Okay. So how do you start?
well, just kind of put them together like this.
Okay, so that's kind of neutral.
Yeah. So will Janie be attending this workshop that she's talking about in May
Mm.
at the Rose Center? Is that what you
At the
said?
Rose Center in
Rose
Massachusetts.
Center in Massachusetts. Okay. Well, so they're open. So that's a yes.
Oh, so they give me a yes.
Yes. Yeah. Now, if you were to ask if you were going to go there tomorrow, then
Oh, they'd give me a no.
and they're the
Look
closing.
at that.
Yeah. And I'm honestly not doing that with my hands. So that is actually just the way the energy is going.
So when you're holding them, what?
I'm just holding them loosely in between, kind of fisting them like that,
Mhm.
if you can see. Sometimes it's tricky when I'm teaching people. They have a hard time with them. I have different size rods, and people will switch out if something feels more comfortable for you. These are my own. I like these.
So those are called
divining rods. Yep.
And so you ask a question, and they'll
Yep. And they'll open to yes and
open
close
to yes
to no.
and close to no,
Yep.
cross, kind
Yep.
of cross. And I know some people use those to also
Douse for water.
douse for water.
And yeah, energy dosing. A lot of times what I'll do too is I'll close my eyes just to get a yes or no. That's, if somebody's not sure, I don't want them to think that I'm making it do a yes or a no. Or when I teach it, I teach them to close their eyes too, so that they're not making it do anything, and then open their eyes to see where it went.
Right.
So yeah, but
Right.
that's how that works. It's just a fun thing. And the pendulum works the same way, but of course I can't find that.
Okay. Well, I learned to use the pendulum at healing school too, to douse the chakras to see which way they were spinning. 'Cause
Right.
Our energy chakras can go in all different directions in all different ways, and they're all many dimensions or many levels of them. So
That's what I had wanted to actually do today too. I'm just disappointed I can't find it. But yeah, we were just doing that recently. Is clearing chakras with our pendulums.
the pendulum,
Yeah, it's a fun way to
Cool.
do it.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a fun way.
See, learning about intuitive things can be fun.
Absolutely. And then when you can actually use them, I mean, you could actually use your divining rods in the grocery store, which you can do also with the pendulum, and that is asking if this food is right for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's so many different ways that you can use it. Yeah. It gives you, it becomes a tool. It just becomes a part of you, know. The energy flows through you into the tool that you're using.
Right.
It doesn't make it magic, it doesn't make it special. It's just it's a tool to utilize
So
as far
you're
as
asking
energy.
the divine universal source energy to come through and give you an answer that's highest and best for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the rods just respond to that.
Yeah. It's like with anything else, too, I'm sure. I mean, I said it in my head, but I usually say a prayer, or not a prayer, but I usually say protection or whatever before I do any energy work at all. So right before I use those, in my mind, I said it quietly, but I'm sure you do the same thing, too, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So if anybody out there is playing with them, I would recommend that.
Yeah, you always align yourself with an intention of the highest and best good for
Right.
all. Yeah. Love, light, healing.
Call in the archangels.
Call in the archangels. Call in all the higher level powers. that be-
Protection. Yep. Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you could make your own divining rods with coat hangers, basically.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. Do you know our mutual friend Kathy Tangney?
Yes.
She's an artist, and she makes a lot of the rods that I sell.
Oh, she
Yep.
does.
She uses clay, and she uses copper.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't happen to bring those with me today. I should have brought those particular ones, but she makes those, and I sell
Oh,
those.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kathy was on the show a few
Months ago.
months ago.
Yeah.
A little while ago. Great. So there's a lot of tools that we can use to improve our lives, to make our lives more simple, to because kind of center in to move toward that place of enlightenment, if you want to call it, or
Right.
heaven being within,
Right.
or that place. For me, I continually am looking at myself, like when I noticed today that I was off. My energy was off, and I was being kind of growly, and it's just good to notice that. Not that it's gonna. Well, it is gonna help me to be differently with other people, so to speak. 'Cause
I'm glad you changed that before you met with me.
Yeah, well, it's good to have that understanding that something's going on today that is keeping me a little out of sorts, and because then when you're interacting with other human beings, you can kind of temper that or realize that maybe you should slow down and make sure where you are when you're speaking with someone.
Right. In the here and now again.
In the here and now.
Going right back to that. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Right now is it. And also we have coming up the drum building workshop.
Yes, I'm
Next-
so
a
excited.
week
I
from
signed up
Saturday.
to do that with
You
you.
are going to
I
make a
know.
drum.
I am. I'm very excited about
All
that.
right, and
Yeah.
so that's a week from Saturday, May 3rd, at Today's New Dawn, which is Holly Sutherland.
Yep.
And she is also the co-founder or one of the founders
Yep.
of the
She is,
Greater
yeah.
Manchester Holistic Meetup Group. So we'll be spending the day from 10 to 5 making our 15-inch medicine drums.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
It
and we get to
is.
paint it ourselves and
And
put
you get
whatever
to
we
paint
want on
it.
the front of it. Yes.
Yes.
I still haven't decided. I'm feeling like it's going to be some sort of a bird, but I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
Maybe an owl
Mm.
or a hawk or something.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
You never know. Whatever
never know.
spirit brings forward. But it's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's a great activity. I totally love doing that. I love facilitating it with people and connecting in with the deer hide, the deer energy, the deer medicine. We'll go on a little journey and connect in with each person's individual experience of what deer medicine is for you.
Yeah.
So you'll connect in with the deer.
Well, this is the first time for me. I've never made a drum before, so
Uh-huh.
I'm looking forward to it. And I know that I've worked with drums before, and the vibrational energy, it's like that sound energy is really, that has its own healing it's its own healing modality, the
It
sound.
is.
Yeah.
Yes, vibration.
So, yeah.
A vibration, and you can drum in many different ways. Now, when you have a drum, people that are drummers know that when you're hitting a drum, you can find all kinds of tones, all different places on the drum.
Excellent.
So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I've used one. I borrowed one of Holly's. I think her husband made it.
Yes, he
Scott
made
made
one.
it at your one of your workshops, and I had borrowed that for an event that I went to, and I didn't realize that it makes a difference where you hit in the drum. So
It does.
Yeah.
Well, a real animal hide is not consistently thick or thin. It's thicker in places and thinner in places.
Yep.
And plus, when you're stretching it yourself, it stretches differently, and so you're getting a lot of different tones out of the one drum. And you're giving a new life to the animal too by
Yep.
giving it, making a drum out of it.
well, I believe that makes sense to me.
Gonna be fun.
Yep.
So, Lisa, you also have this little coupon thing where if you purchase 4 of the same sessions, you get the 5th one at half price.
Yep.
And these are your intuitive reading sessions.
It's intuitive reading or spiritual coaching or Reiki. It's any of the
any-
sessions.
any
yeah.
of your
I
stuff that you
I
do.
just started doing that in April. It's kind of an incentive. I know when I go to restaurants and things, I like to get free things, eventually, or half price meals or whatever. So
Right.
I started doing it. Spirit kind of guided me in April to offer that. So
Nice.
yeah, and the nice thing about it too is like when I have clients that call me over the phone, I do phone and Skype readings too.
Oh,
is that
cool.
I keep a little basket of of those for them with their name on it, so they don't have to actually be in person to utilize it.
I see.
So I'll just mark it off for them and then send them a text or a picture of it after and say, this is what your card looks like. So yeah, it's a nice,
Cool.
nice thank you.
So how do you I know a lot of people are doing Skype. How are you finding that as a way of connecting with people? Connect through Skype.
It's something that I'm starting to be more familiar with because of the radio show. That's how the radio show is going to be done, is through Skype.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm getting a little more familiar with it. I didn't really utilize it all that much. I've only had a few Skype readings.
Okay.
So most of the people do prefer phone readings.
Right.
So,
I see. So people would rather be on the... Now, when you do readings on the phone, like I know when I do healings on the phone, I like people to have headphones on so they can just totally relax their arms. Is that something you require?
I'm not necessarily doing healing. I'm just really talking and guiding, giving them guidance or giving them a message. So I don't think for me that it makes a difference if my client or the person calling in is on a headset or not. It's easier for me. I use a headset certainly for myself because my hands, French and Italian too, so my hands are going all over when I'm talking. So plus when the energy is coursing through me, I'm talking a mile a minute, so I'm all over the place. So
right.
Yeah.
And do you find any difference between phone readings and in-person readings?
Absolutely none.
None.
I find no difference at all.
Okay.
I think the only difference that I would say that I've had clients call me and say to me, I really want an in-person reading, and then for whatever reason, timing issues or make them go with a phone reading. And then from that point on, a lot of them will say, wow, that was just as intense as the in-person reading, I want to just continue with that. And then there are some people that just are visual people. They need to see the cards being flipped over for confirmation. So they prefer the in-person. But as far as I'm concerned, and even as far as the energy of the reading is concerned, it's exactly the same. Yeah.
Okay.
Energy is energy, whether it comes through the phone or, whether it's in person. That's been my experience anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I know I was speaking with I was going to have another person come on the show, and she had a radio show that she had it late at night. I was going to be on her show, but she changed it. It had to get changed to a different, actually to this time of day, so on Thursday, so I can't be on her show. But she had people from Europe that were calling in, and she found that she was getting a really good clientele from other countries. So it'll be curious to see how you're.
Well, one of my guests in the second or third show, he's a celebrity astrologer from England.
Oh, really?
So so that's going to be different, and I'm in the works with some other people that are, one of them's out of the country, and so will be interesting to see how that goes as well too.
Yes, because that's basically on the phone that you'll be interviewing them on the radio.
It will be. Yep, they'll be. I just got a microphone very similar to this. So,
cool.
So I'll be. I will be doing. It'll just be a voice. It's nothing in person, but they'll be able to stay where they are, and I'll be able to stay in my. We won't have to be sitting like face to face.
Right. And so you probably, we were talking before the show about doing readings on the show. You probably won't be doing readings on your radio show?
Probably not, no. That's not something that at this point that I'm really comfortable with. I don't want the show to be all about just giving readings out over the phone. I want to be able to get the message about each guest's, what they do and what they're passionate about and different ways to empower. So that's not to say that we won't ever take calls where we decide to do that for a show or something, but
I see.
But just it becomes it's a personal choice completely. I think for me, readings are very personal, and I don't know that I'd feel comfortable talking out on TV or on the radio about somebody's personal issues. I think I'd rather just have that person call me in person and one-on-one. Yeah. You never know what's going to come through. That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And it can be very personal and something you don't want aired on the airwaves. Or
the person
TV
calling
waves.
in might not be expecting that to be what comes up.
Right.
So they might be thinking they're going to ask one particular question, and it might be something totally different, and you don't want that to be a point where they're saying. But there are some other people, some other readers that have no problem doing that at all. So, it's a personal choice.
Right.
And it might be something I change later on. But as of right now, it's not something I'm 100% comfortable with.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Plus, you don't know what's going to come through.
Right.
And lots of times that can be very surprising for the person receiving the reading, is that
exactly
they've had no idea that that spirit or the deceased loved one or whoever is going to pinpoint something.
Right, that's what I was saying. Like, they might think that they're calling in to ask about, where they're going to be moving to, and then all of a sudden the message for them is something extremely personal that they probably did not want shared with the world.
Right, right.
So, but
that's kind of why I've not called into places where they do your you'd give them your birth date. What is that? Astrology.
Yep.
Yeah, I know I've been in contact with people that have those type of astrology shows, but you have to give them your birth date on the air, and I don't think that's something that I would be comfortable with.
Yeah, probably not for myself either.
Yeah.
No. So.
All right. Well, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So, but if people would like to reach me for a reading, I do, like I said, I do in-person readings, and I do over-the-phone readings, but and they can contact me on my website at lisaouellette.com.
Okay.
So.
And it's LISAOUELLET.
LLET. Yep.
LLET.
Yep. So.
lisaouellette.com.
And there'll be more information on my website coming up about my radio show, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that's great, because I know that's just a new thing that came along.
It is. It's just very, very new. So
you've, I know, when you were on the show the first time, you had just ended your
affiliation with my other job.
Your other job, yeah. You ended a career or your job that you'd had for a long time, and stepped into this passion that you have for what you really love to do, which is being a psychic.
It is really amazing for me, because I just have faith and I trust, and the more that I follow that path of trust and faith, the more Spirit is bringing to me opportunities for things that I hadn't even imagined that I would want to do, or they weren't in my scope of, oh, okay, I can see myself doing this. But now that the opportunity presents itself to me, I'm like, oh, I can totally see myself doing this. Like, oh, this is going to be fun. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. But I think we talked the first show too, it's just a matter of having trust and faith, because you just don't know, but Spirit has a bigger idea. The universe knows what's in store for you even when you don't. And if you trust that the higher power knows what's best for you, then you're not going to be led astray.
You're not going to be led astray.
No.
Like a gong on that one. Because Spirit knows.
It does.
God knows.
It does. They do.
Greater the source, the infinite source of the universe knows before we know.
Yeah.
And we're all here to do something that's so unique and beautiful that we can't even sometimes see it ourselves.
And there's sometimes what we don't realize too is that there's 12 different ways to get to that one spot, and we can only see that one.
Right.
And then they kind of bring us, different opportunities, and we're like, oh, wait a minute, there really is something more out there, And that's, for me, when I'm doing my sessions with people, that's what I like to make them aware of. I think sometimes people get they see a single outcome only, and then there's really different ways to get there. So it's all about opening yourself up to having faith and trusting.
Having faith and trust. Surrender, trust, and allow. That's what I learned.
Let go, let God.
Let go.
God, let go.
Yeah, let go, let God. Let go, let God.
Surrender and
when
release.
you surrender, it's not like giving up. It's a letting go.
Yeah.
And so surrender, trust, and then the next thing is the action piece, which is allow, which is, some people say that's an action, but
trusting is an action.
It is. They're all actions.
Yeah.
So that's the mantra: surrender, trust, and allow.
Yeah.
And you are a good example of that, because that's what you've been doing.
I really have, and it's been a journey for me. I don't want anybody to think that it's been super easy for me. I am a work in progress, and I've been getting to this point for many, many years. People that know me well can attest to the fact that I've evolved a lot as I've grown spiritually. My path is starting to open up more, and I think the more that each person is individually on their correct soul path, that things fall into place more for them. It's not so much of a struggle, I'm not saying things are easy, but I'm saying that when you're living your soul purpose and when you're on the path that you're supposed to be, that the universe just kind of brings you more opportunity and more.
Yeah, so how do you know that that's what's happening?
For me, it feels right. It resonates with me. I keep getting more opportunity being presented to me that just confirms that this is where I'm supposed to be.
Like the radio show coming.
The radio show, that wasn't something that I pursued. That was something that came to me. So, in a million years, I wouldn't have said, oh, I think I want to host a radio show. But it was an opportunity that presented itself, and it's definitely something that, I know I could do, and I know I'm going to do it well, and I'm excited about it because I really want to get the word out there about, as do you on the show. You want to get the word out there and let people hear from different guests all over about different ways to help themselves. So.
Right, different ways that we all can flourish. I believe we're all here to flourish and be happy and to grow and to love each other.
All right.
Yeah, so that's
And the thing is, maybe this sounds odd, but you could say something, I could say something, and two other people could say, we could all have the same message, but it's not going to resonate with everybody from you or from me. People are going to resonate with different people. So you and I might have the same message, but we're going to explain it and express it differently to other people.
Sure.
So it's all about, what resonates with each person. I really feel that that's a strong,
I believe that too.
Yeah.
Some people maybe not like the color of my hair, but they like the color of your hair.
You got it. They're not liking my shirt color, but they're liking your shirt color, right?
That's right. That's right. And so everybody's different. So and that's what makes the world go round.
Well, exactly. But that's the point, is that and that's why there's so many opportunities for people to, like your show and the show that I'll have. It'll just be a good way for people to listen. They'll listen to your show, they'll watch your show, they'll listen to my show, and they might hear the same message, but it might not have been the right time for them to hear it at one point. But the more they hear the same message, it might resonate later on. Sometimes you have, what do they say? You have to hear something 7 times or have something in front of you 7 times before it really sinks in.
Is that what they say?
That's what I've heard.
I know.
So.
Things go in cycles of 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like that 21-day habit forming thing.
Exactly.
I've tried that. I can't really say it works for me because I'm a rebel and I don't want this to work.
You are determined it's not going to work, right? It's going to happen in 22 days.
That exercising we were talking
about. Yeah,
about.
Exactly.
I can do it for 21 days and then something will get in the way for the next 21 days.
Right.
And whoops, it's all gone.
I know. I hear that. I'm with you on
I'm
that.
okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
I just have to buy bigger pants.
Oh, the weight? Yeah.
Because I haven't taken it off.
I'm not going in there the weight. I'm not going
thing.
Down that line today.
Okay, good. All right, good for you. Well, I was just cleaning out my closet, and I tried to get, as I said, get some of my clothes that don't fit me anymore to the thrift store to trade it in, and she wouldn't even take it. So I cleaned out my closet. Now when I have a bag full of clothes in my car.
I'm sure there'll be somebody out there that would
I'm
want
sure.
that.
I'm sure. So let's breathe. Lisa Ouellette. Ouellette.
Ouellet. It's a hard name.
Lisa Ouellette.
Yep.
There's a lot of Ouellettes in Manchester, but a lot of spell their names differently.
Yeah, I think somewhere along the line our family shortened the TE at the end. So we don't have that TE at the end.
You don't have. You just have one T.
That's just right. Yep.
One T.
Yep.
Ouellette. Lisa Ouellette. So, psychic medium is what you've been.
That's my title. I technically prefer. I know other people and they're friends of mine that are psychic mediums as well too. Some of them do equal work. They do psychic work and mediumship work equal. Some prefer to do the mediumship work only. I prefer the psychic work. I prefer the intuitive readings. That's not to say that when I'm doing a reading for somebody or doing a session that somebody from the deceased doesn't come through in a mediumship capacity, because it does happen. But I'm personally more comfortable with angels and spirit guides and that realm as opposed to connecting with the deceased. It's just a personal preference of mine.
I see.
Yeah. But it happens. Usually in a reading, both things occur.
Right.
But
right. So you're open to whatever spirit is, whatever the soul of the person or the
Exactly.
energy of the person is ready to hear the next message for them.
I just feel that I can hear clearer, because I can see, hear, and feel. I mean, my gifts come through in different ways. But for me, I really feel strongly that I'm connecting more with the angelic realm, with spirit guides, with higher selves, as opposed to the deceased loved ones that are always around. But for me, that's more of I don't want to say a struggle, but it's more, I'm just not as comfortable with it. Yeah. But I can do it.
Okay.
It happened just twice this week, as a matter of fact. I was just planning on doing intuitive readings, and both clients had, at the very end, the last 10 minutes of each session, somebody from the other side wanted to make an appearance, and that happened in both sessions. So
Wow.
it happens.
It happens.
Yep. I can't control it.
So when did you first know you had this ability?
I've always known. I always had that ability. I think we talked about this in the first show. I always thought I was a really good guesser. So, it's something that I had from childhood, but it's, I guess something that if you don't really know what it is, you don't understand that it's a gift. I thought I just knew things that I knew, didn't realize it for what it was until later on in life when I started to read a regular deck of playing cards as opposed to reading angel cards now. But I taught myself how to read.
How did you do that? How did you read?
I read a book and taught myself how to do it that way. And obviously I had the gift already, I had some sort of ability. But
Does this come from a family, like your background, your parents, your mother or your father? Or
my maternal grandmother was actually, she used to read cards too.
She did?
Yep.
Okay.
She passed when I was 3, but so I never got a chance to meet her in the physical. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say that. I didn't have a chance to grow with her,
Right.
I don't really remember too much about her, but now I connect with her on a daily basis, and she's with me.
Oh, you do?
Oh, every day. Yep. Her name was Blanche.
Oh, wow.
And she's definitely somebody that I connect with.
So how does she come through when you connect?
It's really difficult to explain, I guess. I just know she's there. I talk to her, I hear her, I feel her presence. She'll guide me to things in the house, and she's just somebody that I have a really strong connection with.
Ah.
Yeah, she's one, I would say, maybe she's one of my guides, but she's definitely around. I have 2 cats as well, and somebody told me this a long time ago. Another intuitive person told me that when my black cat Midnight is meowing for long periods of time, sometimes he'll just sit there and for extended periods of time he'll just do that for no reason. They told me he was connecting to her, that he was conversing with her.
Wow.
And so I've paid attention to that over the years since then, and sometimes there really is no other explanation for it because he's just sitting in the room and he's just doing that meow, meow, meow repeatedly for no reason, not because he's not getting attention. So I really do feel like he's having conversations with her sometimes.
Well, isn't that cool?
Yeah. But the other day they were both looking up. Both of my cats were looking up, and so I looked up. What do you see? And then I tuned in and I'm like, oh, okay. Felt familiar. Felt good. So it's like I wasn't worried, but it was nice to know that family was there with me. So
it's so great when you connect in with. I know for me too. When I connect in lots of times before I get out of bed in the morning.
Yep.
And because you're kind of coming out of that sleep and that
Right.
in between state of I don't know what
Consciousness?
Consciousness. And so that's when I really get connected with my guides, and I just have this amazing feeling wash over me, and I just love to be in it. It's sort of like a tingling. It's not a cold tingling, but there's my whole body. I feel it washing through my body, and when I just recognize it and just stay with it, I start to get messages.
right.
I start to get information and confirmation of the day or confirmation of things, and it's just a beautiful.
So it's like a meditation you're doing.
Yeah, kind
Yeah,
of. It
yeah.
is a meditation, and also kind of connection to
Right.
To the guides that are always around me, kind of saying we're here for you, and they really want us to ask questions. I mean,
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
all the time. Don't forget I'm here.
Yeah.
If you need to know something, or if you're having trouble with something,
Especially in this energy time that we're in. I mean, 2014, I know you and I talked about this on the first show, but 2014 is a year of a lot of change.
Yeah.
There's so much planetary stuff going on, and you can see it galactically, like with the solar flares and, all the things that are happening. Everybody, even people that aren't even aware of psychic awareness or energy healing or things like that, they're being affected by it, so it's definitely
Yeah,
it's intense.
it
so
is
this
intense.
this is the time. If you don't know what's going on, contact somebody, an energy healer, or somebody that can help you out, because there's a lot of stuff changing in people's lives, and they don't know how to deal with it.
That's true, and it's good to have other people like us, energy workers or psychics, or
Yeah, it's all energy.
Yeah, it's all energy to help kind of come to terms with it, or just be okay with it. Because
Yeah.
for me, you can make a choice of either overreacting and making things worse for yourself, or being with it and just being curious about it and find the love in it, or find the
balance.
The balance, yeah,
Yeah.
right. So it's not something to be afraid of. It's just that change.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
change is good.
Change is great. I used to be afraid of change. Now I embrace it. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I know something better is coming for me. It's a little shaky sometimes when you're going through it, but if once you get past that pivotal point, it's usually something better on the other side.
Usually.
Yeah,
Yes.
usually.
Actually, pretty much all, that can be pretty much all the time.
Even when bad things occur, it's usually to get you to someplace different. I don't want to say there's never anything, a tragic occurrence is a tragic occurrence, but there's always a learning from it,
Yes.
There usually is a learning from it.
A very big learning, and there's always a silver lining, no matter what. I mean, that's been my experience anyway. And as I am with other people that have had other, experiences that they wish they hadn't had, down the road you come to realize that that was a thing that happened for the better in the long
Right.
run, or it was there was a purpose behind it that it was enlightening
Right.
at some level.
Or there's that Garth Brooks song, Unanswered Prayers, right?
Ah.
Have you ever heard that song?
I might have. Is it an old song?
It's an older song,
I
but
probably
basically,
haven't told
a lot of us ask for something that we think we want so bad, and when the universe or spirit doesn't provide it for us, we feel let down and like we are disappointed that it didn't come our way, but we realize 5-6 months down the road that it was the best thing that ever happened, that we didn't get that thing that we coveted or desired so much because something better came from
Aha.
it. So, unanswered prayers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unanswered prayers.
Yep.
Yeah, lots of times we're pleading with God or the angels to bring this to us, and then when you realize,
Well, because we think it's what we need, and we think it's what's best for us, but Spirit knows.
Spirit knows, because they have a much broader outlook.
Absolutely.
A much bigger picture than we have. We're kind of in
Absolutely.
this little physical world, and
Right.
there's a lot more information out there, a lot more that we don't see as human beings. That Spirit and our guides and everybody, they really can. They've got a better picture, better outlook, better perspective. of everything.
Absolutely. Perspective, exactly.
I'm trying to get
they
a
have a
word
different
out.
perspective.
And there's all possibilities. There's so many possibilities that we don't even think about in our conscious mind, because we get in these ruts. I know for me, I get in these ruts. So this is how my life's going right now, and there's just this whole other, sphere of possibilities that I don't even see.
Well, right. Yeah, exactly. We were just talking about that earlier.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's definitely probably 10 different ways to get to where we want to go, but we're creatures of habit. We know what we like, and we tend to go the route that's easiest or is more comfortable or more familiar.
Right.
But it's not always the best route. You and I have learned that the hard way, right?
Yes, we have.
Now we know.
You're here. We'll go on
That's
to that one. The hard way.
That's right.
Well, not the hard way, but the difficult way.
Yeah, right.
Could be difficult. if
The
people
way
said it
that the
way.
most learning occurred. How's that?
The way that the most learning occurred.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you got to go through the mud sometimes to get to
That's
the
right.
flower.
That's right. Don't give up right before those plants come through the earth, right? You plant those seeds, and you want and you want and you want, and you wait and you wait and you wait. A lot of people give up right before they're just about to come through, and they
Yeah.
turn their back on it and say it's never going to happen. They walk away, and then their dream comes true. We don't want people to be like that.
No, that's pretty cool, isn't it? That's a good
It
way
is.
to look at it when you plant. I'm always talking about that, especially when I'm reading feathers. A lot of people pull the crow feather, which is the black feather, and lots of times I see that as such potential. There's so much potential in the black, in the being under the ground where there's no light.
Okay.
There's no color. There's no nothing. So lots of times, and crow is about magic energy, and there's so much magic that it's sort of germinating. It's
Okay.
germinating under the ground in the darkness. Lots of times people pull a black feather and think, this, or they see black and they think black is bad because it's not white. But
Right.
really,
Black, it's not
just-
dark. It's just different.
Black has every color in it. White has no color in
Right.
it. So
Exactly.
it's really all the potential is there. And the seeds there's so many seeds germinating that you just have to wait a little bit, or just like you said, turn away, walk away, and forget about it.
We're an
Sometimes
impatient society.
we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
What's it called? Instant gratification. Everyone wants to be
Oh, absolutely.
gratified instantly. I
Right.
gotta have it right now, but if you sit back and just relax.
Yeah, and as the years have gone by, excuse me, I've learned that myself, that the best things in life aren't the things that happen so fast or so easy. It's the things that you work for, and it's a journey of getting there. So it's, that daily grind of the everyday. If you jump from point A to point B and don't enjoy the ride, you kind of missed half of life. It's the experience of the day-to-day of getting there. That's part of our journey.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
It truly is. And one of the things that I'm learning to practice, my friend Dawn hooked me into this book. It's called Busting Loose from the Money Game.
Okay.
But it's actually about busting loose from the life game. And it's helped me to really, whenever something, even if it's raining, or even if I'm not looking forward to whatever I have to do for the day, if I can realize that I'm creating it, and I take the power back from all the crap that might be in my head about what I don't want to do, but if I take the power back and realize that I'm creating everything in my life, and if I own that, then I can take the power back from whatever crap I'm putting out there that's coming back to me as I don't want to do this, or this is a hard thing, or a depression, or whatever. And it can really it has turned my life around in amazing ways.
Wow.
By realizing, even what I told you about earlier, that today's kind of, I'm noticing this energy, but if I if I recognize that as my creation, it shifts my day so that I can not feel like somebody's doing something to me.
Right.
Like the heavens, yes, everything's lining up in this.
So you don't feel victimized.
Right. No victim.
Right. That's a hard mentality for people to get out of.
It is. It is, and for me too. And but this busting loose practice that I've really gotten down, because it works for me. I've really found it works for me. It's really amazing that it can shift my life, even when the heavens are doing their thing, because they're all doing their thing, no matter what kind of a mood we're in.
Yeah.
So why not be in a better mood?
Yeah.
So
I want that too.
Yeah. Whatever. So
we all desire that.
We do. Well, this has been great, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you for having me back on.
Yeah, I'm glad that you came back on, and I'm glad that you have this radio show coming up.
Yeah.
And where can people tune into that? How would they tune in?
It's on the internet, so it will be, again, Fridays at noon, starting on May 9th, Voice America Radio. Voice America Radio, the Seventh Wave channel, the Seventh Wave Network. That's the actual channel itself.
I see. So we'd Google that?
You could Google that. If anybody wants to be a part of it, you can join my newsletter. You can contact me by email or go to my website. And
probably the best way then would be lisawillette.com.
Yep, or my email is lisawillette@comcast.net. You can email me that way and ask me to be added to my newsletter, and I will be sending out e-cards to everybody when the show is premiering, and I'll be promoting it on Facebook. You can reach, I have a Facebook account, Lisa Willette LLC. If anybody's on Facebook and they want to follow me, feel free to do that as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I like people to, I'd love to get the word out about the show and have people become listeners.
Excellent. Yeah. So that's how to do it, lisawillette.com or lisawillette@comcast.net.
Yep.
This has been fun.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you.
Yeah, so let's gong on that.
I feel much better than the first time I was on here. I had no idea how that was going to go.
Right. You're getting an old pro
with this. But the third time will be great.
I think this one was great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us today, and we hope to see you next week. And remember, your heart knows the way. And breathe.